Hi, I'm Kevin Mahan.
And I'm Sam Chaplin.
I host the Attitude Era podcast.
And I haven't seen any films.
And welcome to Cinema Swirl. Hello everyone and welcome to episode Swirl, season 3, episode 1, S03E01. We know you're on the torrent sites. Hello once again, it's me, Kevin, joined as I am always in this traipse through Tinseltown and the Governor of California's front office by my longtime OTP, Diddly D. He is Sam Chaplin.
Hello.
How's things, Sam?
Good, thank you.
All ripped up, raring, ready to go for another season of Cinema Swirl?
I sure am.
Sure am, yeah?
Yeah.
Star Wars is like a thing of the past now, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, that's so last year,
Yeah.
Star Wars.
I like to think the season 3, I mean, people always talk about the difficult third album, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, the difficult third. I know Dustin the Turkey of RTE, The Den fame back home, you wouldn't understand. It's a Catholic
That was nothing
thing.
to me. Yeah.
But his album, his third album, was called The Difficult Third Album. It in itself an acknowledgement of the difficulty of doing a third thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to view Cinema Swirl as being a series of albums, would the third one be the most difficult?
I think so. They're following two classics.
Yeah, two solid seasons.
Both cult and mainstream classics.
Somehow at the same time, dancing through mainstream, but occupying a space in the niche in the back as well.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, Cinema Swirl season 3. The theme of this season, I like the idea of having themes for season, because the theme of season 2 was that the votes themselves were themed.
Yeah.
But I think the theme of season 3 should be that we do whatever votes we ourselves personally want to do.
Yes, and also, because I don't know about the films, that's mostly going to be films that you would want to do.
Yeah, kind of. So, I mean, in a nutshell, the theme of season 3 is, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
or the theme of season 3 could be, actually, no, this is what we're going to watch. I thought that might be a fun one.
Sam tries to judge books by their cover.
That would also work delightfully. I mean, now obviously, as we've had a layover between seasons, there a lot has happened in the world of cinema.
Yeah, Happy New Year, mate.
Happy New Year. And Valentine's Day. He is my OTP. I didn't buy him a Valentine's gift. Make of that what you will.
Yeah.
But a lot of things have happened. Obviously, we're up for an Arnold Schwarzenegger vote.
Yes.
Which very much fell into the category of, fuck it. You know, let's just do another Arnie movie. Because there's too many Arnie movies.
And that's what people wanted, you know. I know this should be what we want this season, but I think there was a lot of demand for another Arnie.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that there won't be overlap between what people want and what we will tell you want. There will be a lot of overlap in that case.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I do think sometimes, I don't know what you think, but I do think sometimes that people would have been happier if this was a podcast where you and I just did the movies of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think we mentioned that before.
Yeah.
Do you get that feeling or that
I think there is a chunk of the fan base that would love that, and that would be preferable in their minds to what we have been doing. I think to some people, maybe they have only listened to the 2 episodes where we did Arnie. Is it 2?
Yeah, so we did Commando, and we did Terminator 2, and I'll be the first one to admit, it was like episode 5 we did fucking Commando. That was
not a classic.
That was when we realised straight away that was what people wanted, because we put, as far as I know, quite viable alternatives, and it was like Lord of the Rings. We sitting there, and it's like, wouldn't it be fun if Sam watched... No, Commando.
No, Commando.
Hollywood classic, Commando. I'm still very happy that Sam got to,
I'm glad I got to see it.
Bennett. And I mean, I imagine, we will hit the Arnold Schwarzenegger button more times than not before we reach the end of reviewing every Hollywood classic ever, which is our ultimate goal. But Arnold Schwarzenegger, are you happy for another dip in the pool of Arnie?
To some fans of this show, that will be not the conclusion, but the continuation of what has become a trilogy of us reviewing Arnie.
Yeah, and its own like backwards little trilogy.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of going back to Arnie movies.
Yeah.
And there was a lot on offer here. I think we had Predator, though, skimming the vote, even though there was a lot of other tough competition.
There was a lot of Total Recall support.
There was a lot of people voting for 2 things.
Yeah.
Just like in real elections.
There was less True Lies, but that's fine,
Yeah. You don't want to see us deconstruct a movie which in itself is deconstructing the trope tropes of Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's fine. You'll never get the Arnold Schwarzenegger podcast if that's your attitude.
We want Predator.
One Predator, and that's what we've got. Well, let's firstly dip our toes into the other pool, which is the pool that is the mail bag. You don't fill a pool full of mail. That's just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You can't swim in that. Get all paper cuts. Taking some of those glossy envelopes would be no good at all. Anyway, so we got some emails, electronic letters, if it were, to cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
That's cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
We've had people as well, of course, emailing, tweeting, and Facebooking in with their new Cinema Swirl t-shirts.
Ooh!
Very, very handsome-looking t-shirt that is.
Still available!
Still available over on Etsy. Search for Cinema Swirl.
Yeah.
Get yourself beautiful, hand-pressed, delicious. Now, I will say, as a man with a giant head, it has withstood me putting it over my head.
It's 100% something, and I think it's cotton.
You don't hear what I refer to as the Primark crack. Which is what I get when I'm putting on a lot of shitty t-shirts, you know? No Primark crack, straight on there, slips on, you
Quality.
know? Like a sock over an orange, just like right on there. Okay? No, I don't want to use any other food. I don't like symbolising that. So, Steve Saxton writing in from Australia.
Whoa!
To cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
That's cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
Hey lads, Steve from Australia here. I've greatly enjoyed the strange food stories shared by other fans and thought I might share a gross one of my own. I'm going to say this now, massive fucking... You know, you get mail, it's got a red exclamation mark on it?
Yeah.
I am now treating every single story about food, not with the joy and anticipation as I have before, but now with a grimace and fucking really thinking that someone's going to try and pull the wool over the Cinema Swirl fan base's eyes.
Okay, so we're approaching with caution for this.
Well, there was controversy with the last two, wasn't there?
There was.
But I've honestly... One of the great benefits about taking a break between seasons is that I don't give a shit anymore. I mean, I don't know about you.
We've sort of forgotten, though.
Oh, there was something about a fish. And
I think the story got sent to different...
wheels are in motion.
We had a laugh, didn't we?
We had
a laugh.
We had a laugh before we realised that it was a lie.
Doesn't matter, it was based on lies. We had a laugh.
Doesn't matter. Write the podcast ombudsman.
The Joe Pasquale excuse. Doesn't matter, we had a laugh.
Doesn't matter. Mate, I'm just... If you wanted people not to laugh, then that's fine. You know? That's
if you're against humour, then that's okay.
We here at Cinema Swirl are proud to be in the comedy category. Comedy category on the iTunes.
We're in TV and film.
There isn't even a comedy category, is there?
Oh no, there is, yeah.
But we're not in it, we're in TV.
We thought we'd go in TV and film to have a better chance of going up, I think.
And it worked.
And it worked. Worked a treat.
So Steve from Australia writes, I've greatly enjoyed the strange food stories shared by other fans and thought I might share a gross one of my own. The film was Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, and it was a memorable movie because it was my first time my 6-year-old brother and myself were able to share a large popcorn.
Okay.
A massive tub full of popcorn was probably several days of salt intake, and we wolfed it down. Now, I'm assuming that if it was younger, and it was that the time frame of that movie, Jimmy Neutron, we're talking early 2000s.
Yeah.
This could have been the time when there was butter allowed still, I'm guessing. Remember they used to put the butter sauce on the popcorn?
I don't remember the butter.
Did you ever get butter sauce?
I've seen that in American things.
In
put butter
Ireland,
on popcorn.
we got butter ooze.
Ugh.
Fucking disgusting and amazing. It was great. Like, unbelievable.
I'm only familiar with the sweet and salted. I've never had butter involved.
Man, you've been deprived.
I brought my own Lurpak in just to have the same effect.
There. Dab it on. You know? As soon as the credits began, my little brother held his stomach and let our older brother know he was feeling sick and was going to throw up. So, popcorn box in hand, still half full of popcorn, we rushed to the toilets. They didn't make it. Fortunately, the popcorn box was used as a temporary barf bag and was soon filled with popcorn and puke. Not a good combination.
Oh dear.
My brothers left the restroom to put it in a bin, and in front of a crowd that had left the cinema, had the bottom of the popcorn box collapse from the weight. I'll never forget the sight of the box exploding with popcorn and puke falling on their shoes. My brother was wearing my brother's wearing those weird thong flip-flop things.
Oh, Jesus.
As well as several of the other passerbys. Oh, he's in Australia. I bet everyone wears flip-flops. The cinema's at the beach there, probably. Because we go to the cinema in Christmas, but it's hot there, isn't it? So it's at the beach, putting the cinema on the Barbie. Creating a huge mess and prompting our very sudden urge to escape, running out of there, leaving vomit-coloured footprints in our wake. So that's my story. If it makes it on the show, I'll make sure to have my brother listen to his finest hour. I think he's going to say the first hour. Then just switch off the bit that's not about me.
Oh.
Cheers, love, Steve. Thanks very much, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
I really want to know now if that indeed did have the oily coating, because I would imagine that as an emulsion.
Oh, that's extra gross. Yeah.
Well, it would act as kind of a barrier, and that you wouldn't have a mixture. It would almost repel the sick, like leaving like the symbiote from Spider-Man, going, away from the oily, as opposed to the very salty, dry popcorn,
should
which
absorb
as a sponge to make kind of puffy, like you ever have like corn puffs or sugar puffs, so they can absorb milk. I imagine it'd be like that.
What a terrible thought.
If you're still listening, that better not be a fucking lie, because if that one's not real now, I've just read out a bunch of fucking vor for no reason. A bunch of wet and messy fetish fanfic on the start of the podcast. That shit better be real, that's all I'm saying. Sabotaging us here. Ashley Clements writes in helpfully with 3 numbered questions.
Okay.
Hi Kevin, Sam and Joe the intern. I have a few questions for you and I want to know if you can answer them for me. As the two of you like to make footy chants for the films that you watch, I want to know if you follow the football at all, and if so, what football team you two support.
I tend to support whoever David Baddiel supports. That's my policy.
I mean, I just listen. He's my spirit animal, Baddiel, in this sense, So whoever the big DB points his finger to, I'm there. I'll tell you who I support, mate. England. Yeah. It's a round of applause for doing a great job at the football there, England. Excellent footwork.
Yes, England is who we support. Even Kevin.
Even me. I mean, England. I moved over here for the Crumpets, but they said to me, who you support? And I go,
England. England.
I tried to say Ireland to go, hey, he's having a banter this one. But seriously, it's England, right? And in the confusion, I just agreed.
Yeah.
So here we are now.
England.
There you go. Question number 2. Sam, you've mentioned in a previous podcast. Question 2. Sam, you've mentioned in a previous podcast that when you were a kid, you wanted to go see a Bond film with your dad. But what I want to know is if you've seen any of the Bond films, played GoldenEye in the N64, and if you've seen the most recent Bond film that had wrestler Dave Bautista in it.
Yes, and yes. I was very good at GoldenEye on the N64.
Really?
And I am terrible at video games, but there's a few where I am just good at them.
I will say, Sam is generally terrible at video games, but then there's a few where he's so good that he's just not fun to play as.
Mario Kart.
Hey, let's all go around and play Mario Kart. Hey, Adam, who are you going to play? I'm going to be Wario on the little choo-choo. How about you, Sam? Luigi on this one particular
specific bike with these specific tyres.
You know the name of the bike, don't you?
I don't, actually. It's been a while.
I just assumed that you just kind of don't forget that.
Sport bike, I think.
And then it was like, after like the 5th or 6th Grand Prix where Sam playing as Luigi in that one specific bike, not getting into character. No. He's not even being Luigi. Just winning all the time.
Stops being fun for you guys, doesn't it?
So who's your main in GoldenEye?
Who's Sean Bean's character?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I liked him. But I was good at the story mode. There was levels that people couldn't beat, and I was like, I'll get Sam to do it, because he's excellent at this level.
Did you
the Cradle to the Grave one? Yeah, I was very good at that.
Did you ever cheat?
No.
Have you tried to play GoldenEye recently? Because, I mean, I find, even though I don't play a lot of first-person shooters, GoldenEye was a big, big game for me growing up. And I remember trying to go back and play it. I put on, like, a GoldenEye tournament a few years ago. And trying to go out and say, wait to get schooled here. And I was like, my right hand just, like...
You're not used to it,
going for this imaginary second control stick that doesn't exist anymore. I've got C up and C down.
I've not tried to play it again, but...
It's very difficult.
I played the one on the Wii that was the weird remake that was fucking appalling. Yeah, it was
awful,
terrible.
Ugh. Yuck.
But no, I was good at that. I've seen Bond films in my time, and I have seen the new one with Batista.
What do you reckon to Batista? Because I think Batista's...
I think he's a good actor. He's just a big dude.
Well, that's it. Like, he's got himself a nice niche carved out there now as the big guy who's either scary or will say something kind of funny.
Yeah, and you always need that, and he's now that.
And Vin Diesel ain't getting any younger.
No.
So Batista's going to eat him and do his job for him.
Yeah, I thought it was very good.
Thanks very much for writing in, Ashley Clements. And your third question, which is, I just seen the latest installment of Rocky films, Creed. Oh, I really want to see that movie. It's meant to be amazing. I want to know if there'll be any more reviews of the Rocky films in the near future, and a possibility of review of the new as well. I like the idea of doing more Rocky movies.
Yeah, sure.
mainly because you liked Rocky.
I did like Rocky.
And I don't think, I mean, like, for instance, I felt the need to watch another Back to the Future because I thought Back to the Future 2 was better than 1, personally, and I felt that strongly enough that we should watch it. Indiana Jones, the other two people will argue they're not as good as the first, and you didn't like the first, so I'm kind of like, what's the point here? But Rocky you really enjoyed, and I'll be honest as well, I enjoyed it so much. Like, I watched it again, like, immediately afterwards, doing Cinema Store, so I'd love to do the sequels with you.
Yeah, sure.
Rockies are great.
Yeah.
Because they get more awesome but worse as they go on, if that makes sense, up until 4, then it just goes off a cliff. Thanks very much for writing in, Ashley Kevins.
Cheers.
Good questions there. Got another one here from John Stoddart. I'll be honest, 3 seasons in, I would have expected the angry, how has he not seen those films message to stop? But content warning, this is one of those ones.
Right.
Hi guys, I've been catching up on episodes while I work. Work is in inverted commas.
Okay.
And he uses...
Working hard or hardly working, am I right?
But Sam, he says he uses that term loosely. Hey.
So he puts it in inverted commas and uses it loosely.
So does that mean he works really hard? I've been at work, and I use the term loosely because I take my job very, very seriously. I like that. I've wondered what films have you actually seen, Sam? Like, how can you not have seen any of these films you've been watching with Kevin? To quote Wayne Campbell, are you mental?
Wow. Okay.
That's also in inverted commas.
Oh, okay. No, what, mental or are you mental?
No, the phrase
are
is
you
inverted.
Mental?
Are you mental?
And I use that term loosely.
That's a great way of getting away with using any terms that some people might find offensive. Just pop that shit in inverted commas. You know? Call him any old fucking thing. Inverted commas is your guarding, your armour.
So am I mental is the question.
No, it's
a quote.
Up.
Yeah, okay.
I've got a mate who was like you, but despite I've got a mate like you. But despite a DVD collection of over 3,000 DVDs...
Holy moly.
None of which are classics or star Arnie, he's just a fucking weirdo, and I couldn't introduce him to such classics as Commando and the follow-up Broadway production of Commando, the musical, which is available on YouTube. Anyway, cheers, Sam, because listening to you is like what I wish it would be like if my mate had actually watched those films and wasn't a fucking weirdo.
Okay, so I think this is complimentary. I think. Okay, well, thank you for that.
Thanks for that, John. I mean, I'll be honest, any of John Stoddart's mates who are listening, get your fucking shit together, because here's an upset man.
Yeah.
You know?
Listen to the podcast for a template of how you should be to John, because he's not happy with you. So is the question, what films have you seen?
I think the question is, he's saying thanks.
Okay.
More of a gratitude.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I think his question is not really, I think he just wants us to think what we reckon of his mate.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how you can own 3,000 DVDs and not own a single classic.
I do. Yeah, I think that's...
How many DVDs has Lee Mack released? Have those bake-off DVDs went into production like we've chatted?
Here's the thing, what do you get the man who has everything duplicate? So I've got a lot of Lee Mack DVDs.
You've got 1,000 of Lee Mack's 3 DVDs.
I've got the box set and I've got them separately without the box.
And then you've got the bundles.
Yeah.
Got the one.
Got the HMV exclusive cover.
It comes with a Lee Mack finger puppet. You know.
I mean, one day I hope to meet Lee. I think that would be great.
You can sign your
get all of those.
Get them all signed. All 3,000 of those. Well, thanks for writing in, John Stoddart. But before we get into the meat and veg of our movie, we do have a little bit of important business to talk to you about. Possibly the most pressing edition of PepsiSwirl ever. PepsiSwirl this week, Sam, yeah.
Yep. Welcome to PepsiSwirl, a lot of people's favourite segment, a very important segment.
I always have fun with PepsiSwirl.
Yeah, me too. It, as well as being part of the Cinema Swirl brand, it's also pretty much one of 2 parts of the Sam Chaplin brand. That's frozen pizza, that's Pepsi. That's who I am.
Okay.
Maybe hasn't seen films, sure. But mostly it's what I can see.
I like to think that the brands of the frozen pizza and the Pepsi are so strong that they explain the tertiary brand of not seeing any movies.
Yeah.
Where's Sam been all this time? Frozen pizza and Pepsi. He's not watched movies.
Yeah, exactly. So it's with a heavy heart that I announce for the listeners at home that as of January the 9th, 2016, not a single drop of that black poison has touched my lips.
God damn! Wow.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to say congratulations, but part of me also wants to know the gory details. But another part of me wants to go, I told you that black liquid was killing you.
I'm off the sauce.
You're off the sauce. Is this all Pepsis now, or just Pepsi Max?
All Pepsi Max.
Yeah.
All Pepsis.
Yeah. All colas?
Any caffeinated fizzy drink, I'm off.
So you can have caffeine-free Pepsi?
I won't. But I simply won't. I mean, even when I was enjoying Pepsi, I wouldn't have caffeine-free.
I was going to say, like,
Pepsi.
caffeine-free, you're essentially saying...
Fucking gross.
You're not having...
We did the taste test.
Yeah.
And the caffeine-free was... Blah.
So, what brought this about?
New Year, new me. Hashtag New Year, new... yeah.
8 days after New Year, new me. So, was there some sort of fucking... like...
And then, I should probably get my shit together.
Did you have a very fizzy New Year? Like, was there like a lot of pop drank at the New Year's Eve?
No, it wasn't. There wasn't like a moment where I went too far. No.
There always has to be a tipping point.
Woke up surrounded by empty Pepsi.
I remember asking that before when you gave up something as well. It was like cheese or something like that.
Yeah.
I asked, was there a tipping point? Because I always like to think that if someone gives something up, there's a moment where you're like, I fucking ugh.
Yeah.
Because when I became vegan, I had a tipping point.
Right. Okay.
It's when I was preparing veal burritos for myself.
Oh.
And the night before, I had a battered black pudding. I was living in Glasgow. It was it was me or it was the food was going to go or I was going to go.
Yeah.
And that was my tipping point. I was kind of like, you know what? Yeah, that's awesome. Because I can point back and go, I was about to eat all this amazing, delicious, bad food. But you didn't have that.
No, I knew that, for a long time I'd been drinking too much Pepsi Max. And so I, just one day, I thought, fuck it, I'm going to stop. My plan was stop for 2 weeks.
Yeah, see how you feel.
Because in general, I feel a bit groggy most of the time. And I was like, I wonder what the issue is here, the underlying issue. I bet it's the Pepsi. So I was like, I'll stop for 2 weeks. And if I feel great, then I'll stop forever. Now, what I didn't know at the time was that the amount of caffeine that I'd been consuming to suddenly stop cold turkey.
Now, can we put into perspective for the people at home? Because I mean, no shame here whatsoever.
Yeah, sure.
From me, I can't speak for those listeners. They're fucking animals. I can't tell you what they'll say.
Yeah.
But how much Pepsi would an average weekend? How much Pepsi? Would you
at least a 2-litre bottle, if not.
More than that. Yeah.
I'd say that would be a day, I think.
So 2 litres a day you were at? This is mad serious.
Maybe at least, I don't know.
It's borderline intervention.
It was a lot, yeah.
Okay, so cold turkey from that is obviously quite a fucking skid on the brakes.
Yeah, because that's a lot of caffeine. I didn't realise that. I didn't realise how dependent I was of it to wake up and feel alive.
Because I remember with the story you told before when you had like Pepsi when I was having my coffee, like.
Yeah.
When would you have your first Pepsi of the day?
Like when I woke up. Like,
really?
It's how people would... You know how people drink coffee?
Yeah.
They drink it to wake up and they drink it to keep them going through the day.
Yeah.
That's how I was with Pepsi.
So you literally, in the morning before you had breakfast, you would have Pepsi?
Yeah.
God damn, that's so fucking weird because my stomach is so sensitive in the morning.
In fact, there'd be times where there's Pepsi beside the bed for when I wake up in the morning. I would prepare that in advance.
It's so fucking warm and shit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That's fucking horrible. You should... No, thank fucking God you... Yeah, God.
That was to get me out of bed. Okay. I'd have the Pepsi by the side of the bed.
Sorry, if you just joined our film review podcast where you were in the midst of a man, like, talking about how he hit rock bottom. So anyway, cold turkey, what sort of symptoms are we going for?
There's headaches, just all, like, stomachache, there's, like, diarrhea, I think, or constipation. The list of symptoms that I looked up after it started happening is horrendous for caffeine withdrawal. So it was 2 whole weeks of feeling like absolute dog turd.
Because I think if you withdraw from anything...
Yeah, there'll be that.
Because I remember when I did the vegan gimmick, I went cold turkey as well, and fuck me, I had a lot of meat. I mean, I went through meat withdrawal, dairy withdrawal, every kind of fucking withdrawal all at once. And I remember I was bedridden, and I had a friend's birthday I really wanted to go to, and I literally couldn't because I was like, so cold.
Yeah. There's like 2 weeks of pretty much constant headache.
Oh, it's the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Because you're not actually... It's not like a bug that you've got.
No.
It's just your body being shit.
And the thing is, I think, like, during those 2 weeks, if I'd have had Pepsi, I would have felt temporarily okay again. So I was a brave boy for not having Pepsi. And now I've just
being able to resist. Sorry, just That's cold. Be able to resist temptation.
That is cold, Kevin. Kevin's having the contents of the last bottle of Pepsi Max I have left.
I was going to say, yeah, I kind of feel like it's a bit of a Viking funeral here. You know?
So yeah, no, but since that 2 weeks I felt okay, not excellent, and I've just been drinking lots of water, and that's it now, I think.
Are you going to go back?
It might happen. I don't want to.
Are you feeling generally... So the bad stuff has passed.
Yeah.
You got sick, though, didn't you? You had like a cold recently.
I did.
Lowered defences.
You got sick.
You got sick.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. Like the plan was I'll stop drinking Pepsi, see if I feel better overall.
But as it stands, you've not actually settled down yet.
I feel the same, but I sleep better. I think that's the main thing.
I was going to say, you're probably saving loads of money, but I think one of the reasons why you drink so much Pepsi is that it's constantly on offer.
Yeah.
So, because I wanted to think if there's any like triggers then, because it's not like kind of like, I've had friends who wanted to give up cigarettes, and then like stress comes or going out comes, and then it's like boom, right back to it.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering now what might be triggers for. I mean, I imagine PepsiSwirl itself is a massive fucking trigger.
Yeah, pouring out a glass for you then was a little bit
That's
difficult.
fucking hard.
It's like an instinct thing to just put it in my face.
You're mad.
Yeah, like when there was a glass of Pepsi Max there, it's been ages since I've done that, and I nearly just took a sip straight away.
It's like a cat leg, just like, I don't know, ruining something. Well, that's amazing. So is that the last ever?
For the foreseeable future. Yeah.
I've went through some personal changes myself in the history of doing podcasts, but I've never announced any of them on air,
show,
so to speak. Because I'm always just was of the belief that if someone's going to hold me to task over a promo that Triple H cut like fucking 19 years ago or whatever, that if I was to say something I did in my personal life would be a similar level of scrutiny. I didn't want that. So are you prepared for people to come in and be like, oh, you still off Pepsi, Sam?
Didn't think about it until now, really.
I was just going to say, well, I mean, if you do relapse, and that's another edition of PepsiSwirl, isn't it?
Yeah, there we go.
That's the bright side,
so
content.
If it all goes wrong, at least we've got a great feature for a future episode.
Exactly. I mean, we can revisit this down the line when you're a broken man.
Yeah, exactly.
And Sam, how many glugs would you give going through withdrawals for not having any more Pepsi Max?
I think I give that -2 glugs.
-2 glugs?
Oh, it was horrendous.
Glug rating ever. See, I was expecting now Sam to be like, I'll come into the room and he'll be in the corner like, what are you doing? I'm just putting on lip balm. Like, what? Show it to me. All right, it's Pepsi Max lip balm. I hate this house. Running away.
Actually, the worst thing was going to Nando's. I went to Nando's and just having tap water.
Oh!
From the fizzy machine.
That's...
anywhere you go, like shit places to eat, like your McDonald's, your Burger Kings, your Nando's, your Five Guys. You got fizzy drinks there.
I'll be honest, I mean, I went through a similar thing when I was like 16, 17. Vanilla Coke came out 2 liters a day. I was in a bad fucking way. So good.
Yeah.
So it's sweeter than normal Coke.
Yeah.
And this is the limited edition one that came out, which was sweeter. It was the American one, so it was sweeter than the one that's out now. And I was in a bad way, and I gave up all fizzy drinks carte blanche.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years later, though, I was able to like have a can of Coke, and I'm still like that. I will have a glass of Pepsi when I come to your house, but I'm not. I've got that shit monkey off my back, as they say. So there is hope.
Okay.
There is hope for this segment.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this now because now I'm like, fuck it, without Pepsi, this podcast is really ruined. Right, well, I mean, let's get into the meat of the matter.
Let's talk about some films.
Well, I mean, the reason we had that distraction there is, I mean, we've talked about Arnie at length before.
Yeah.
We know the man. Arnie is an important man in my life, as you're probably aware. I mentioned before, Predator is the first movie I ever saw when I was like 2 or 3 years old.
Right.
My dad put this movie on, and my brother, who would have been like 5 or 6 at the time, lost his shit. He was so scared of this movie.
Okay.
He ran out of the room screaming.
I didn't know it was necessarily scary.
Oh, it was kind of would have been billed as like in the same breath as Alien in a way. At the time. Kind of like the unknown, and there was a lot of mystery surrounding the Predator at the time. So obviously we've talked about Arnie. You know about the man himself. He's awesome. I'm looking forward to doing more Arnie. I think Predator is possibly his best role.
Okay.
His best non-Terminator, because everyone knows him as the Terminator, don't they? But this is like straight up, this is what Arnie is.
Okay.
You know, in his non-robotic way,
an
mercenary, an action man.
Yeah.
You know, Green Beret, that kind of thing. You know, what do you know about Predator though?
I know what Predator looks like.
How do you know what Predator looks like?
Because at Edinburgh Festival,
I was wondering if you were going to tell the story.
There was a man who would be dressed as Predator that was his shtick. It's just that he was Predator. and
Our
he
shtick was
just-
that we handed out flyers for our comedy show,
Yeah.
Fringe.
His shtick was that he was Predator for money.
He got a lot of money. He got a lot more money than. Well, we got
Yeah,
something.
no,
He probably
he did. We weren't Predator, mate.
No, we should have dressed up as Predator, shouldn't we?
should have done. So yeah, that's like a street performer being Predator, taking photos, and I was like, "Is that?" And that's Predator. And I've seen him in.
So how would you describe how he looks?
Dreadlocks, kind
Dreadlocks.
of. Yeah, like Gary dreadlock, like humanoid looking.
Yeah, they're preying on the scariest thing of all, which is the scariest thing in the known universe is a white guy with dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Come and talk to you about how Pringles have no nutrients in them or some shit.
I'm not really sure what color he is.
Because the one we saw was like a metal predator, wasn't there? Some
Yeah.
shit, wasn't it? Yeah, it was all like, it wasn't a straight cut, here's the predator.
No.
Do you know anything about what the predator can do? Like, why is the predator why is he a scary?
Well, he's gonna get you. That's his. Well, he's a predator.
Yeah, okay.
He's gonna attack you.
Yeah.
And you're the prey
The prey, okay.
of the predator.
Of the predator.
That's what Arnie is, I think, in this film. I don't
So
know
Arnie
what
is
he
the
is.
prey in this case.
Well, the predator's the predator,
Yeah, that's
and Arnie's not the predator.
So, any idea of the story then? How does Arnold Schwarzenegger find himself mano-a-mano with a predator? To catch a predator.
I knew that was going to come.
It was just going to come eventually. No, Arnold Schwarzenegger's not wrestling a bunch of paedophiles in the jungle. Get it out of your head.
Pitch that to Hollywood, yeah? Yeah. I don't know what the plot is. I know it's in a jungle. Is this the Chopper movie?
Yes!
Yeah, this is the Chopper movie, right? He gets there via helicopter, probably gets out of there via helicopter.
And how do you know that again?
Get to the chopper, said Arnold Schwarzenegger, or said everyone doing an impression of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
Get to the chopper because it's not a tumour.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
The chopper. That, yeah.
He's in the jungle.
Yeah.
And
They've got fun and games.
Okay.
Yeah. They've got everything you want.
Yeah.
Know the
You
names.
do guns and noses. Like, shows you how much I know my rock and or roll. Any idea what brought Arnie to the jungle on this trip? And is it just Arnie? Has he got any mates?
I'm guessing he's got a troop of, buddies who are going to get this. But I think he's the main one. He's like the... Well, I don't know. He might not be the boss. He might just be a good one.
Do you get intimidated by, groups of physically fit men? Because there's a lot of that in this movie.
Do I get intimidated?
As in, kind of, you see a lot of really physically fit men, like, just on top of things, generally. In the context of a movie, you're kind of like, oh,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Because there's a lot, the way at the start of Commando, there was a lot of just straight up flexing.
Big fucking lads. Yeah.
And a lot of kind of like, hey, that's some body you got on you there. That kind of,
Yeah.
That Arnold Schwarzenegger, totally heterosexual.
Yeah.
How dare you suggest otherwise?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
In your face masculinity.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Does the name Jesse the Body Ventura ring any bells for you?
Wrestling.
He is wrestling, yes.
Yes.
Do you know anything about him at all?
No.
Okay, he's in this movie, and I will say he is a contender for the most fascinating man who has ever lived.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Right.
Okay. Just try to see from his performance. He's lived many roles in his life. One of them obviously actor, and one of them obviously as wrestler.
Okay.
But other things. So see if you can guess what they are.
Was he still wrestling while he was in this?
He was moved on to commentating at this point.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
This was the 80s.
It was in the early 80s.
Right.
Yeah, so
okay.
Schwarzenegger, very much established box office draw at this point.
Yeah.
And this was a big fucking deal, this movie.
Okay.
Oh my, I'm so excited. Predator is one of my favourite movies of all time.
I really don't know what happens other than there's Arnie in the jungle.
Yeah.
There's a helicopter.
Yeah.
And there's the Predator. There might be more than one Predator.
There could be Predators.
Okay.
You haven't seen like Alien versus Predator or any of that trash, have you?
I've not seen them. I know of them. Yeah.
Okay. It was good that you've not been spoiled by that fucking shit.
Okay.
Because that is like...
So do they exist in the same universe?
Yeah. What I will say though,
But it's not Ridley Scott or anything. It's not to do...
Oh no, they're the same universe in that in this universe, aliens and predators exist.
Okay.
But, Ridley ain't going to be fucking high-fiving Arnie in this, if that's what you're wondering.
Okay.
Although that would be an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Get on it, Hollywood.
High-fiving Arnie, beating up some pedos.
I like that.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Well, let's go do a cinema swirl. Predator. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
You claimed towards the end that it got very different.
It did get different towards the end.
What did you mean by that?
The third act, I guess. The bit where it's just Arnie and the Predator felt very different in tone from the rest of the film.
Where it was mono.
Yeah.
So overall, was it an enjoyable experience?
Yeah, definitely.
The blood was pumping, I think.
Yes. The glow-in-the-dark blood was pumping.
Yeah, glow-in-the-dark blood, not to be confused with the acid blood. Lots of different types of blood in these movies. Predator, which opened up uncharacteristically with a shot of space.
Yeah, space movie. Didn't realise this was sci-fi.
Yeah, because at the start, it was all like space. And then a spaceship went past. And I went, ew.
Yeah.
And as that happened, Sam went, oh, it's just like Star Wars, that. And I had to come clean.
I knew you'd made the noise. I just said it looked like Star Wars. It did.
The trick to do a good Star Wars noise is to pretend that you're moving when you're not.
Right.
So if you just go, no, it's not good. But right. Even actually move to the left of your microphone if you happen to be doing it in a recording environment.
Yeah.
It works really, really well. Also, as well, if you're drawing a TIE fighter with a pen, smear it with your finger, and it look like it's in motion. I ruined many a German dictionary.
What's going on in space there? There's a spaceship.
Yeah.
Drops something off.
Yeah.
That falls onto Earth. Is that the Predator?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not confirmed, is it? But that's what we're...
It
will be confirmed.
It could be the thing from the thing as well that's also been dropped off. They're carpooling, you know?
Yeah.
That's easy. Yeah,
okay.
the whole point of the Predator, I guess, in some ways, is that it's not kind of, this is the from the galaxy, and he's come to get us because it is, you know, it's meant to be alluded to, pieced together.
So that minute in space is as close to an origin story as we get for this
he's
film.
Come from space.
Right. He's not of this world.
He is otherworldly.
I'm saying he. I don't know.
We don't know.
It's not of this world.
All we know is that there's definitely males and females in other planets. That's all we know for sure. But yeah, that's why I kind of like, I guess, with the Predator, you know, a lot like, as you mentioned once in one of the first episodes of PepsiSwirl, that was like diminishing returns. But I felt that with Predator, the less mysterious it got, the less fun it got.
Yeah.
As soon as you started seeing, like, this is the Predator homeworld, or this is what they... It's like, you know what? The more you tell me, the less interesting it is. When it's just kind of like, oh, is that even dropped off from space? Whoa, what's that?
Yeah.
Whoa. That's the mystery of the Predator. That's the kind of... Again, like Alien.
Yeah.
The original Alien, it's just an alien.
You don't know where it's from, what it is.
You just know it's fucking alien. It's weird.
Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's...
Same with this.
Same with this. But again, when you went to Alien 4 and you're cloning and crossbreeding, it's kind of like, fuck.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. No, this is what's important. We also get introduced to the other large component of this movie. Not to be confused with the aliens, it's what can only be best described as the lads.
Yeah, the bloody lads.
The bloody lads.
Coming out of a chopper.
Get that cheap off of the water. Don't worry, I'll go where we want to because we're the lads, aren't we?
I like the music during that bit, the kind of intro music.
Well,
there's that. And then there's the percussion bit that sounds like me calling my cat in. It's like...
It's the noise you call your cat in, you shaking a big box of cat treats. That's what that noise sounds like. Just you just go The cat's like, oh, I haven't even come in yet, you're already telling me to be quiet. I think I'll stay outside. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he's the cool one, like sits back.
With a cigar.
I said Arnold Schwarzenegger sucks a big dick, but upon retrospect, it was actually a cigar.
Yeah.
A stogie.
I can't stop thinking about how gross cigars are.
They're fucking horrible.
Yeah. So it's the casual nature with which he's just smoking a cigar. But that's, you know, that's classic badass, isn't it?
I guess. I mean, like, I went through like a brief kind of, something to celebrate. Let's all smoke a cigar. Yay. Because it was like the idea of everyone having, you know, we all go outside, I'll have a cigar. It's kind of this communal thing.
Oh,
but
it's one of my favourite things at like any kind of party or gathering. If someone's like got a cigar and they're smoking a cigar and they think like that's like, I'm having a cigar.
Well, I don't think it's a high sophistication, but I did think previously that it was kind of like doesn't mean we can't chomp on them, you know? Just kind
of heresy.
Yeah, you want to imitate Groucho Marx at a party. That's how you do it. But I guess I've seen a lot of people with. There's cigars and there's stogies.
Right.
No one's ever going to mix up a cigar that I've ever had a party with a black man's penis.
No.
Like I did with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's a massive
It is a
cigar.
very big... I mean, if that cigar could have a vein, it would.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I've seen people who have these really big, disgusting cigars, and like they treat them with such like contempt. Like I saw a guy who sold these big cigars, and he's like, "Oh, we have to go in here now." Like, "Oh, okay," and he put it out on the side of the fucking road,
Oh.
and then he took it out later and lit it up again. That's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you finish up your hot dog? Yeah, just a second. 2 bites and smear it on the fucking asphalt. Then later on, ooh, look who's got a treat. So Arnie and his group of merry men, they're a rescue team, not assassins. And they've been called in to save a cabinet minister. This whole business, essentially. This cabinet minister which has been trapped behind enemy lines and has been captured by the MacGuffin crew of rebels.
I did ask at the start if it was a MacGuffin, the whole thing, and you're like, "Oh, I'm not telling."
Oh, maybe the Predator is actually referring to the predatory nature of the guerrilla tactics of the rebels in this place. Sadly, the lad who was in Edinburgh Fringe dressed up was not dressed up as the concept.
Doesn't bring in as much money.
No, it does seem like we're kind of like, oh god, there are a lot of rebels. We don't know where they are.
Arnie looks a bit like a kind of frat bro in this photo, because he's got like a red polo and his hair looks quite good. And
He does.
Yeah.
Special ops on their downtime look good.
Yeah.
That much we've learned from this.
It's a nice shirt.
Dylan, you son of a bitch!
That fucking handshake, high five, arm wrestle thing
Yeah.
was ludicrous, but amazing. I
For
really enjoyed
the
it.
longest time, I thought that was like the height of unintentional comedy. Because like when someone's writing that, they're not going to go, "Wouldn't it be funny if like they had this like ridiculous hand flex pose thing, and then they started arm wrestling each other without a table."
I think that's the funniest bit.
That's the funniest bit. But what?
Can you arm wrestle?
Not really.
No.
Not really. Because you just kind of topple over. If you really
Yeah.
go for it properly, you'll just fall over. But the idea of them writing it, kind of going, yeah, and this will show that they've, two things. Number one, that there's a bit of competition between them, but also that they're in really good shape. I think it's really important
Strong,
that
yeah.
we let know from the outset that Arnie is not just glamour muscles.
Yeah.
He has got core strength. But just when you see that fucking melon bulging in his arm, with that bicep, and that fucking slap, that sounds like thunder being whipped by a whip. Like, it's just, my God. Did you ever hear when I tried to do that on stage as like a stand-up thing?
No.
It came out that Martin McGuinness from the IRA and
Right.
Sinn Féin had met with the Queen of England and they shook hands. Now, obviously, as an Irishman, I view this to be an incredibly culturally relevant thing.
Yeah.
So as you do, you want to make a bit of a joke about it. But obviously, I didn't count on the fact that no one in England gave a shit.
No,
And
not at all.
you're completely blank. You even know who Martin McGuinness
Don't know who
is.
you're talking about, yeah.
Who, Queen? What? But what I did was I came up and I was like, I'm going to replicate exactly how it happened. I want to get an old lady who looked like the Queen in the audience and do, "Dylan, you McGuinness, you son of a bitch. What's the matter? IRA got you pushing too many pencils? No one got it.
What's with this tie business?
No,
Is a
what's
good
this
line.
tie business? No one got it.
Collar.
And not only did no one get it, also I think I heard the old lady's hands.
An Irishman came on stage, started talking about the IRA, and then slapped an old lady.
And then hurt her hand. Just when we thought we were finished with all this IRA malark, another one of them comes up on stage and we're not going to bomb your businesses, but we are going to hurt your elderly's arms. Then you'll be able to cut out coupons and do scratch card. You'll hate it. It'll be the worst. We also get introduced to Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yes.
What a man.
What a silly man.
What a silly man. Well, I wanted you if you could guess any of Jesse the Body Ventura's past jobs based on what you saw here tonight.
Wrestler. I
Wrestler,
know that
yeah.
one. Actor. I know that one.
Yeah?
Now, I think I may know the other one. Mm-hmm. Was he a governor?
He was
Yeah.
governor of Minnesota. As well as being
And
mayor.
Arnie was a governor.
Arnie was governor as well.
California.
Two of these guys in this movie
Went on to
become like, and I know for a fact, because I mean, I've had mates in America who've had to kind of go, no, seriously, governor is like a state in America, I mean, most states are like at least the size of the UK, I would say, or England at the very least. And you're in charge of that state. So they're basically like in charge of as many people as most presidents and prime ministers are.
And 2 lads from Predator.
Yeah. And apparently as well, Jesse was fucking awesome at it. He was spoke his mind and didn't.
So that was after this?
That was after this. 1998, I believe.
Right.
Special guest referee the main event of SummerSlam while still in office.
Really?
What a hero.
Oh.
What a fucking hero.
That's great.
And yes, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger as well, Governor of California.
Yeah.
Which
famously.
Was just famously to give a boost to his acting career, which he's done well since. So, you know.
Is Jesse the Body Ventura the one that says, what is he chewing?
He's eating his chewing tobacco, which he says will make you a sexy T-Rexy or a goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus.
And not a slack-jawed faggot.
Not a slack-jawed faggot.
Oh,
no.
God.
Bit of salt and pepper on your
Don't like that
there,
character.
Jesse. Fucking hell. So, yeah, that's not even Jesse Ventura's most interesting job that he's had, though. He's had 2 other jobs, which I would argue are more interesting than either of those.
Okay.
He was IRL Navy SEALs Special Ops.
Right.
So he was, like, in the army, but, like, special, covert, as in, like these guys here in this movie.
Pre-wrestling?
Pre-wrestling.
Right, okay.
And guess what his speciality was? Underwater demolitions.
Wow.
As in, no, I'm not describing the latest Action Man that you've got to get your hands on. As in, this was a real person.
Job.
Underwater demolitions.
That's cool.
I like to think that he just like had most of his days were off because there weren't too many. Have the Russians built any aqua bases?
No, it's all on land, mate.
They look, Russia's snow. We've got to start a war with Atlantis before we need you. Or C-Lab. So his other job, conspiracy theories.
As a job?
He did a TV show about it.
Okay, yeah.
Jesse Ventura's conspiracy theories.
Wow.
What a fucking life.
What an interesting man.
Yeah. He even had Oliver Stone's child be on it as one of his researchers.
Wow.
He did one about like the lizard conspiracy, about how lizards control everything.
Well, the David Icke thing.
Yeah, he's exactly the David Icke thing. Yeah, I've been a professional wrestler for 22 years. I ain't seen no lizards walking around. And this guy goes, well, actually, Jesse, turns out that like 17% of all Americans believe that we're secretly controlled by lizards. He ought to know. He's Oliver Stone's kid. So, you know, Jesse's got a very interesting man. I've basically taken an aside on every podcast I've ever done to explain why Jesse. But I do think it's important to know that he is a very interesting man.
What a life.
What a life.
Wow.
You can have 2 of those jobs and that would be the most interesting life ever.
Yeah.
He's had 4 of them.
Holy
4,
shit.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
But he also chews chewing tobacco, which is gross.
Yes.
Yeah,
everyone's passing up on that.
Everyone's like, no thank you. I don't want chew. I don't want mouth cancer. Thanks very much.
And there's Hawkins?
Yeah.
Who?
The nerd.
The nerd? Who was still big, tough nerd.
I love their idea of a nerd is like fucking Michael Phelps.
Strong nerd. Who keeps making...
vagina jokes.
Big vagina jokes.
Yeah.
Different big vagina jokes. He's not just got one, he's got variations on a theme. That's his only humour.
It's like Larry David is like tagged along with it. Like, my wife's got a pretty big pussy. We don't care. We're going into a jungle to rescue a cabinet minister.
He doesn't do a single other joke. It's always like vagina-based humour. Yeah, not even just vagina-based. Big vagina-based, referring to his own girlfriend.
Yeah.
He's
got a tight 5 on big vaginas.
What a well-written character.
Seriously, well thought out. So they land in the jungle, and we have our half Native American, half Italian, interesting fellow. He's called Billy.
Yeah.
Billy tracks the gorillas who are have attracted the cabinet minister, because he's a Native American character in an action movie, he has to be able to track shit.
Yeah.
It's the way it is. He's a very interesting fellow as well. Also, notice my tone of voice when I use interesting there. Not interesting, is it? Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The actor?
The actor, yeah. Also tried to go for political office.
Oh, okay.
Multiple times.
What is it about this film?
Yeah, he's a bit different. He's got more of an ethnic cleansing of people who are Muslim kind of platform. Bit of a racist.
Okay.
An angry, daft racist.
Right.
And also, as well, allegedly on the shooting of this movie, because he was such a fucking angry fellow, they had to get special handlers so that he wouldn't go and fight everyone because he kept getting in fights.
Jesus.
Tense.
There you go.
But thankfully, he didn't become governor or anything like that.
Phew. Yeah.
So Billy does his tracking, and he eventually finds a bunch of skinless men.
Yeah, no, I found a lot of parallels throughout this film with the television series Lost, of which I'm a fan.
Of which Sam is desperately, in every movie we watch,
trying to bring Lost into it.
If there is one to be found, we will find it, lad.
You know, them coming down on the helicopters felt very much like season 4 of Lost, where, you know, the debut of Daniel Faraday, Miles, Charlotte, those characters coming in.
A Faraday keeps the plot device at bay.
It sure does. It brings time travel to the island for some reason. Anyway, there's a lot of that kind of stuff, and the nature of Predator, his movements, how people react to him, the location, a jungle, and the thing that he can pick up things that you say and repeat them is a lot like the smoke monster.
It's very
much like the smoke monster that I'm thinking the creators of Lost may have ripped that off wholesale.
Well, what I find kind of like at the start, particularly we mentioned, it's like guys in a jungle who are there to do a job or like kind of seem to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But then it's like, but we can't explain this. I know that's a very broad thing to accuse someone of nicking. But I mean, I'm sure
there's more details.
There's a lot of details,
same,
particularly the smoke monster. You're right in terms of like, the jungle's come to life.
Clicky noises, weird noises, and then little repetitions.
The repetition, particularly,
and a kind of mechanical nature to it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, interesting, very interesting.
Love Lost, mate. Love it.
Not as much as the creators of Lost love Predator. So we have all these skinless men, and the scary thing about them is that they're apparently US soldiers.
Yeah, it's very gross, that
fucking
discovery.
Disgusting, yeah. And at this point as well, we get our first of many infrared shots.
Yeah, he's got a heat vision, right?
My brother was scared of heat vision.
That's scary.
Is it?
Well... yeah, I think so.
I'm just sorry, but I can't see any logical or rational reason for a 5-year-old child to be scared of it.
Because you can't hide if you're hot.
That's true.
I've said that all my life. No, yeah, I think
hiding in plain sight, mate.
The scary nature of it is that it's a different sense that we don't have, and that we can't. Well, we think we can't disguise. You know, if you're human and you're alive, you're going to give off heat.
It's the idea of being detected.
Yeah.
Not just by trumps and burps, but
you literally can't hide because they have a whole different sense that we're not privy to. I think that's where the fear would come from.
I think so.
And it looks weird, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
All the colours.
You wouldn't have seen that, back in the day.
It's a bit Windows Movie Maker at times, isn't it? Like, just whack on some effects, see what happens.
Inverse it, like.
Yeah.
Mac goes to Dylan, who has joined them on the expedition. Dylan, of course, being a no-good CIA, what's his Thai business agent type who's joining them.
Yeah, Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers, masterfully playing it here. And then our old friend from Commando appears again, who's playing Mac. Very, very sweaty man.
Very sweaty.
Fucking sweating profusely in this movie.
Everyone's sweaty in this movie, but he is particularly sweaty.
He's sweaty, and Mr. Duke is very, for lack of a better term, he is very creepy in this movie as well. He whispers every line. When he goes up to Dylan and goes, "You're ghosting us, motherfucker. If you do that again, I'm going to kill you.
I'm going to bleed you.
I'm going to bleed you, that's it. Bleed you real slow.
Intense, I think.
It's very intense, yes. So, they find the rebel base.
Little shanty town.
Kind
of like the others in Lost, just saying.
Anyway. They find this rebel base, and I do recall turning to you go, oh, this bit is really fun.
Yeah.
And if you're honestly only ever going to see one sequence from one action movie from the 80s that sums up the excess and I don't see, why do you think this is funny? This is how it should be. This is how action fighting happens. Then it should be this scene. Because this scene is fucking incredible.
It's hilarious in a way.
There's lots of booms.
Because it's so quiet before and they're doing that little crawling through the leaves.
5 meter spread, hold my hand up, put my finger in there. Like, you're doing all these hand signals and shit.
Crawl down through the... And you said, they're very quiet, aren't they?
Yeah, they literally, like mice, go sail
just
through
drift.
Drift in. I just love the idea of the fact that they're all like that, kind of like, now.
Because there's some sneaky kills. That's
fucking
fine.
kill everything then.
And then Arnie goes in, lifts up a van, and his face when he's lifting up the van is hilarious, but he just lifts up this van goes in, is like, right, now shit's gonna hit the fan, let's all go mental.
The bomb that he throws in the back of the van, has got the silliest sound effect.
Yeah.
Like they did these covert, undercover, black ops type guys have got bombs that go when he presses the button. I'm going to blow up now. And yeah, he throws the car. That does a boom. One of the young boys has got a grenade launcher of sorts, which again, every tower gets blown up. Jesse Ventura takes out his weapon. Everyone's got their own special weapon.
Big, loud, fucking.
He's got a minigun.
Yeah, I think during this sequence I just wrote down "fucking hell" just in big letters.
Like,
it's silly. It's silly action, but it's great.
When things are being blown up by grenades, and everything that's not being blown up by a grenade is literally being like eroded by a hail of minigun fire. It's quite a scene. A lot of dust, very dusty afterwards. A lot of people die.
It's quite grim. There's lots of people burning to death, but it's kind of counteracted by just the shooting and screaming.
I was gonna say it's not as hokey as the commando kills sequence where there's guys in silly wigs.
Yeah,
clearly making up the ranks. Whereas here, a little fewer guys, they can set them on fire.
Yeah.
You know, there's a little bit more love and care with the disembodiment of these random non-named rebels and whatnot.
And so it's all very intense and loud and silly, and then Arnie starts just going on a little catchphrase combo.
He takes a step to one side and he's like, in this scene I want to show that I have comedy. And he just pulls out some fucking one-liners.
Yeah. Stick around
after he
impales someone with a knife.
And a machete, which he throws. He doesn't even look properly. He just does it. He's like, stick around, you know. I mean, stick around.
It's not like he killed him with a stick. It's just like he's going to stay there. It doesn't work very well.
It doesn't, because I mean, like,
there's not enough to it.
The classic Bond would be, I think you got the point. You know, that's where you're going for. You know, I'm making a quip at his expense. I'm not just saying something, going,
What's the big commando one?
Let off some steam.
Yeah. See, now that works. Because there is steam.
It has to be a phrase for you to turn it.
Yeah.
You know,
stick
around is not. I mean,
and then he comes in through a door and says, "Knock, knock,
knock, knock." I mean, stick around if it was an adhesive-based death.
Yeah,
you fucking
someone had drowned in glue. And
or
stick around.
Threw a lot of solvent at him or something like. You know, that maybe. But come on.
Knife to meet you, you know, there you go.
I need to stick something up on the wall. Have you got a machete to hand? Because I just feel like it's not sticking, and I feel I need to, you know? They find a lady, and my God. I mean, you want to talk about fucking writers being dragged, kicking and screaming, that this just reeked of, you had to have a woman in this movie. So here she is.
So she's one of the gorillas. No?
Yeah.
Well, she lives in the gorilla village.
The best I can ascertain from it, I have watched this movie, I will say, I was very nonchalant about this movie at the start because I feel I've mentioned Predator so many times in previous episodes, but I have seen this movie a legitimate 100 times. Like, it is the go-to Arnie movie.
A legit hundo.
A sweet hundo.
Right.
Okay? But I can tell you, for the life of me, it's never been made clear to me the fuck who she's meant to be. The best I can ascertain is that, you know the way, like, bike gangs have got, like, old ladies?
Is that who she is?
I think that's what she's basically, like, the guerrilla rebels' best gal.
So she's not she's one of them. She's not a hostage or anything.
I don't know. She's not a hostage because they keep saying that, she'll give away her position and all this stuff. So she's with them.
There's no real explanation of who she is.
And she doesn't even speak for, like, 3/4 of the flick.
Well, yeah, right. Now, okay. So she doesn't have a name for ages. And then she does. But she can speak English.
Yeah.
But doesn't for ages. But that might be because she doesn't know.
I think it's just like cover, kind of. I can't speak English, I can't be tortured, I can't be made to say things.
Fair
enough. I think it was only once it became apparent that.
But that means you can't learn anything about it.
No. I mean, like, the name is like a fucking. It's like,
okay.
Later on, I think it's Anna.
Yeah.
I think
Anna.
But, Anna. There you go.
Yeah.
So they find this lady.
Yes.
And we also at this point get one of the most famous lines in the movie, which is Jesse Ventura, who informs us that he ain't got time to bleed. It's the name of his autobiography.
Really?
I ain't got time to bleed.
Oh.
The other one being Don't Start the Revolution Without Me. He evolved a lot,
Is
didn't
he still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He has left the United States and lives off-grid.
Fucking hell, he's
In
weird.
Mexico, as far as I know.
Off-grid.
Yeah.
So we get the MacGuffin reveal, don't we, from Carl Weathers.
Well, the cabinet minister, the whole business, it was just he cooked up a story.
A ruse!
He cooked up a story and dropped the 6 of them in a meat grinder.
Yeah.
So it was pretty much...
I don't know if Arnie's seen a meat grinder, but that looks like a jungle to me. Good night.
You walk into a meat grinder, there's just loads of like exploded rebel, resources.
What kind of meat grinder is this? Yeah, that's... Oh. But
Son of a bitch, you set us up!
yeah, Carl Weathers in this film always looks to me like he's going to cry. He's got very glassy eyes.
He's got like sweaty eyes.
Yeah.
It's weird. He's quite slick in this. Do you see he's got perspiring eyes?
Maybe.
He's got like hot eyes.
What a song that was.
Perspiring
eyes.
Hungry eyes, and the less important follow-up, perspiring eyes. Like, less attractive, the perspiring eyes and the hungry eyes. Yeah. What happened to you, Dylan? You used to be someone I could trust. And he says it's so disheartedly. It's like, oh. He was almost going to say, you used to be cool
man.
Yeah. At this point as well, as they're all clearing off, they're deciding they're going to go to the extraction point. Basically, the whole thing is that it's a setup because they're not there to set up the cabinet minister. They're there because people they send to keep getting killed. And they don't know why.
Yeah, so let's find out why.
Trying to find out.
Right.
As they're all, chucking off.
Yeah.
Trying to, get to the chopper. Is their eventual goal in this one.
Yeah.
We do get to see more, infrared footage. And the Predator, you do get to see his hand as he picks up a scorpion.
Yeah. Because there was some scorpion interaction between...
Scorpion was crawling on Dylan. And then...
Matt got him.
Matt got it.
Yeah, and then they pick up that...
Anytime.
That's the bit the Predator picks up.
But, yeah, he picks that up.
Anytime.
He also picks up another pussy joke that is told. And, Billy, he sells it, and then all of a sudden he goes, Have you ever known someone with a really fucking annoying laugh?
No.
Because I knew someone who has a laugh so annoying that we used to strategically be like...
Be unfunny?
Not only that, but it's kind of like, oh, the new blank episode is out. Oh, yeah, but... he's coming over, so let's save it till afterwards. Because their laugh will...
It's not me, is it?
No. You've got quite a lovely laugh, actually. Oh. Anyone I do a podcast with, that's me saying your laugh is an alright laugh.
I guess it would have to be if you're going to keep doing podcasts with someone, because there's going to be laughter.
If I'm to the point where I'm editing out laughs to make you seem less annoying, I know that it's not worth it. It's quietly... So yeah, he cuts his big... long scary laugh as well.
Yeah.
Really out of the blue. It would have been quite funny if later on in the movie the Predator started telling pussy jokes.
That would be great, yeah. Did the Predator pick up the laugh?
Yeah, that's the laugh that he at the end.
Okay. I was wondering where that laugh came from.
Because that laugh is
weird.
It's like, whoa. We'll just think back earlier in the movie if there was a real Jesus, that's out of nowhere laugh. Oh yeah.
Do you think at the end Predator's not laughing at he's just laughing at that pussy joke that he remembers?
I thought at the end the Predator's kind of going at times like this all he can do is laugh So you get a big long ass jungle walk. The lady keeps trying to run away, and as she runs away, the Predator kills the nerd man, and he is invisible when he does it. I mean, we knew this was going to happen straight away. The nerd, the weakling, is 5% body fat. He was destined for the meat grinder.
So, Predator is, at this point, sort of one of those
invisible
video playback glitches that you get if you've got a bad codec on VLC player and it goes
very
a bit
good.
weird. Yeah. I think that's what he's like.
Yeah.
Which is creepy.
It is, it's very creepy.
Deeply creepy.
The bit where he kind of comes through at you, looked like a seeing eye image.
Yeah. That goes on forever. Yeah.
That's the bit that caused my brother to run out when he was 5.
That it is scary.
It is,
and it's scary in an unfamiliar way. It's not like blood and gore, or
it's like
a zombie or something. It's like something you've not seen before.
I wonder what his feelings on seeing eye pictures are now.
Show him something.
He's there, kind of. This isn't scary. Like no, you've got to defocus your eyes. And he does Horrible flashbacks.
Yeah, Hawkins gets proper smushed though. His bits have gone out.
I think they've taken his inside out.
Yeah,
So
and
he's
then
left as a
put him up a tree.
the flap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse gets got as well.
Yeah, well, not before we see his sweet MTV tank top.
Wait me when the revolution starts. The music revolution, Jesse. Is it the music revolution?
Muscle television for him, Kevin. Muscle television.
Well, speaking of muscles, I couldn't go through this movie without telling you about some of the antics that these muscle-bound hunks had.
Okay.
Because I think there's anything funnier than the idea of all these big muscly guys out in the middle of fucking Peru filming this.
Having a silly laugh.
Is them having a silly laugh. Big
Yeah.
muscle guys pulling jokes on each other. Jesse and Arnie were highly competitive in terms of achieving the pump, which was, being nice and big after having worked out in time for filming.
Which Arnie says is like
Coming.
jizzing, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like doing it like when you're wanking
Yeah.
or your willy's in something.
Yeah.
And it lets out
The jizz.
all those white beans come out,
That's what the pump is. It's like the white beans.
Well, no, it's more like the liquid that the beans come in.
Okay.
If you get like a white bean and it's housed in like a thick liquid. Well, I'd say it's denser than water. It's salty.
They're very competitive.
They're very competitive
about the pump.
the pump. Oh God! But they're very competitive about it, to the point where Jesse and Arnie were kept like going to the gym earlier and earlier and earlier. You're talking like fucking 7, 8 in the morning. These guys are in there clanging and banging,
Yeah.
And they're expected to live this lifestyle. What Jesse used to do to get into the head of Arnold Schwarzenegger is Jesse used to wake up at 4:30 in the morning or thereabouts, douse himself in a little bit of water, work out for maybe 10 minutes, then leave as Arnie was coming in and be all like, "Oh, you just getting here, pal?" And then apparently, there was this real competition between them, and Arnie was like mad paranoid that Jesse was going to look bigger than him in the movie because it's the fucking size of these guys here. I just think the idea of Arnold Schwarzenegger working out extra hard because he's intimidated by Jesse Ventura always brings a smile to my eye.
That's quite cute.
Max sees the invisible glowy eye man after Jesse has been got, and he loses his shit.
Yeah, Jesse gets got by
lasers?
blue laser lights.
Yeah. It's the little dash-mounted laser cannon.
Yeah,
the USB laser cannon that the Predator.
That's what he gets got by.
Yeah, you can get that in Maplin's, I believe.
And Max sees it.
He sees him be exploded, and what he sees is the glowing eyes, and then they go away. He's like, "Ah!"
Sorry.
And Mac goes crazy.
Rightly so.
He empties out Mad Max sequence here where he's shooting off all these guns. And what I love most about it, this is how you know just proper friends.
They all join in.
They don't go, "What's wrong?"
What when he's going?
What to say? If they see a guy going, "Ah!" then they're like, "You know what? We'll all join in." And actually, it'll help that we'll all join in because we've all got different guns.
Yeah.
So it'll blow up in different. You lost your shit at this point.
It's hilarious.
Because there's two things that are really funny. Number one, the really serious look on Arnie's face as he just comes in, it's like, "Alright, we're shooting shit."
Yeah.
And then when the guy with the fucking grenade launcher joins in as well. Just leave the trees alone!
But it seems I understand why they're doing it, because they think he's got away that way, let's shoot that way, and that'll get him if he's
if we
even
kill
close to human.
Everything this side of the jungle.
But at the same time, it's such a weird, impotent masculine response to a problem. She's like, fuck it.
And Dylan's there as well, kind of going, "Hang on, who's ghosting who now? Are you going to be bled slow and quiet?" Everyone from here to fucking Predator 2 has heard this shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Silly scene, but again,
I love
a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, absolutely. That's actually, I think there was one of the Metal Gear Solid games. I think it was 3 or 4. Where if you held on and shot from a big gun where you hold the ammo in your hand in the clip, if you held it for long enough, he would start going, because there's no way you can shoot a gun for that long and not be emotionally struck.
Yeah,
that has to have happened there. Predator did in the brouhaha get a little bit grazed.
Yeah, Anna notices the blood.
The radio
tries to touch it.
Now it's bright, luminous.
There's yellow blood and there's green blood.
I think it's
there?
yellow that dries to... It's kind of the puke green. The limey green.
It's Nickelodeon slime green.
Yeah. Gack.
Yeah.
You shoot him and fucking Noel's house party comes out, like, you know? I did think it was quite funny.
Predator is Mr. Blobby.
I don't think Mr. Blobby can bleed, therefore I don't think we can kill it.
No.
I just think
that's a shame.
I mean, if it could, we would have done it long ago.
Yeah.
It would have taken a lot more than sagging ratings. If the audience can become disinterested in it, we can kill it. Mac has gone full blown 9 bells sweaty here now. He's
gone insane.
But I mean, not just I think the sweat and the insanity level are somehow linked.
Yeah.
The more insane you get, the more sweaty you become. You know.
Yeah. So they're putting tripwires everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah. They want to like set out traps so that it will get caught and hopefully die. And Billy, with the line of the night, says, "There's something out there waiting for us, and it ain't no man." That's how. Oh, then he just turns and goes, "We're all going to die."
Okay.
Fucking spoilers here,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
And Mac has another little emotional moment with his friend Jesse Ventura. Gives him back the hip flask, so you get the sense that there's a definite
yeah, I think
emotional
they were more than just buddies; they were buds.
Yeah,
you know, I think they were in like wars together. Or
is that how it's ranked?
Buddies,
buds, pals,
mates, and then above that, the only thing higher than mates is mateys.
Yeah,
because obviously
number one.
Nautical friendship is the number one friendship that there ever can be, because you're at sea.
So you can see that's where his anguish is coming from.
Absolutely,
a good friend, a good buddy, a good matey,
and he's
very perished.
He's very, very upset in this point because that no good scurvy dog, the Predator, comes and absconds with Jesse the body's body.
Yeah.
What the fuck is he now? Jesse the what? Jesse the memory Ventura? Jesse the defiled corpse Ventura? I mean...
Yeah. Mac's killing a pig because that's what he thinks is the thing.
Oh yeah, he thinks like a tripwire
yeah.
was just a pig.
Yeah.
Which they thankfully eat.
That's good.
So, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and they laugh at him for killing a pig.
They surmise at this point, I think, because of capturing Jesse's body and all that, that he is a hunter, and they feel that they are being hunted.
Yes.
Yeah.
By some sort of predator.
Some sort of... It's almost as if they're prey. Who would have thought? The lady, who now starts deciding to speak and becoming a much more integral character as a result, she explains that she noticed that they made it bleed earlier.
Because she saw the blood on the leaves.
Yeah, you know, when she was getting the blood off the leaf and she was rubbing it on herself, that Dylan was just like, "Get back to camp."
Yeah.
Wasn't he kind of like, "Oh, luminous green fucking substance"?
Just jungle gunk to him.
He's in on it. He thinks that it's all a big Noel's house party special edition.
Exactly.
Like for comic relief. A little bit extra money going around.
Bit of leftover from last year's comic relief. And like, no, don't touch that. Come on. There's a bit where they're all kind of being very quiet and trying to hunt the predator, I think.
They have like a little 80s AT montage of making shit to catch the predator.
Yeah.
You know?
And Mac's down there running a razor across his sweaty face. But it looks so much like he's using a tiny little squeegee to get all the sweat off his face. It's really sweet.
I mean, I've never been so sweaty, I think, that I've thought that was an appropriate...
Required a squeege.
A squeege or like a Bic razor. I imagine it feels very satisfying, though.
What is he actually doing?
I think he's just removing the sweat.
With a razor?
With a razor.
Oh.
A close shave, so to speak.
Okay.
I mean, if you already had a very close shave, I assume he did with his head and his face.
Yeah.
But doing that to get rid of sweat would be a very nice feeling. If I tried to do that, I would just hurt a razor and possibly myself.
Well, you've got a beard.
I do have a beard.
You need to trim that first before you even think about shaving.
Think about such a thing. Yeah. So they've set up what could best be described as an Ewok trap.
Yes,
like loads of like ropes and you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger's all like, "Routini, get down."
This Boy Scout bullshit is
Boy Scout bullshit from the fucking constantly naysaying Dylan.
Yeah,
who's not the villain of the piece. He's the fucking naysayer of the piece. Mad Mac stalks the predator. And as he thinks he's about to close in on it, the trap has gone awry. It didn't do anything other than hurt their friend.
Yeah, the predator got in. He got in the trap and then blew his way out.
Yeah, he like zapped the trap.
He was a trap zapper.
He was a trap zapper. I mean, their trap got zapped. Nothing you can do about it.
End of the day, if your trap gets zapped, that's that.
You shit out of luck, friend. So, Mad Mac is stalking Predator. He seems pretty on top of things. Mac is like, he's revealed himself to be quite competent.
Yeah.
And then as he's scooching on underneath, you went, the Predator can track from heat of the body. And lo and behold, as soon as you said that, 3 laser pointers went on his head, and he's like, "Oh, that's annoying," and then he gets killed.
Oh,
3
I like
laser
Mac.
pointers. That's
Triangle laser.
Triangle laser. I mean, laser pointers are the stuff of nightmares. I think. I think if you've got a laser pointer,
Is your brother scared of those as well?
no one needs a laser pointer. Like, because new proper screens, like those screens, you can't shine laser pointers on them. So you can't. So who needs a laser pointer?
No one.
Literally no one. People who want to ruin wrestling in the late 90s. And there was someone thrown off a plane recently for using a laser. Who uses a laser pointer on a plane? Fuck off!
Who uses a laser pointer? Am I
Throw
right?
you. I mean, if you use a laser pointer, and even if you're not on a plane, you should be barred from getting on a plane.
Yeah.
Just because you're that kind of person. Arnie surmises as well that because he wasn't attacked when he didn't have his weapon, and also the guy who's been hurt and injured is not being attacked, that they should drop their weapons.
Yeah.
Because no sport. No sport.
Right.
Sounds like me in secondary school, mate. Hey. The reason I didn't do sports because I didn't want the bloody Predator after me. Also, the thought of doing it filled me with dread. But other than that, though, it was a solid Predator reference.
Yeah.
So they're dropping like flies at this point.
Yeah.
All these, I like the idea of like this big badass group of like, we're going to get the job done. And they're all being killed.
Who's gone at this stage? We've got Hawkins, we've got Jesse, we've got Mac.
Yeah, Mac's gone as well. Dylan, literally at this point, loses his arm and then is killed.
Is Dylan killed?
Yeah, Dylan's killed.
Dylan's killed.
And then Billy, right at this point as well, also is like, hang on a second.
I'm going to go back.
I'm going to go back and make my stand. He's there like fucking cutting himself. And he's like, mate, he just gets killed.
When do we hear the get to the chopper?
It was literally after this point, after Billy had been killed and all that. He's like, oh, get to the... Because Arnie sees Billy gets fucked up and he's like, get to the chopper. Yeah. So Arnie dismisses man with hurt leg and the lady, Anna. So he dismisses them because he's so distraught. He's like, you go to the chopper, I'll stay here. And
but the actual get to the chopper line...
Go, get to the chopper! That's it.
Doesn't sound
It's
like...
not, go!
Get to the chopper!
You know what? Arnold Schwarzenegger is a fucking strange enough man. You don't have to go making up tones of voice for him.
It's quite quick. With a lot of these catchphrases, it's not as... They've become catchphrases in retrospect. It's not like they're going into it knowing that get to the chopper is a catchphrase.
No,
it's not a big deal.
There are better lines in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, what's this Thai business?
Ain't got time to bleed.
I think that there are so much better lines than Get to the Chopper.
Yeah.
There absolutely are. Like, Get to the Chopper is like, it's a stage direction. It's not even a fucking quote.
But he says it with genuine, like, anguish, and he's obviously, like, rushing and in pain, and it works. It fits within the thing. It doesn't even stick out as, like, a Arnieism.
As a soundbite, it wouldn't work.
No. As a soundbite of someone doing an impression of it,
fine.
Wrongly.
I mean,
great.
Someone who had, like, a radio show when I was obsessed with this movie quite a bit... I fucking scanned through this for any clips that I could use as like stings and stuff.
It don't work.
But as it gets the chopper, it's like it doesn't work on its own in the original read. It's a shame.
It's a true shame.
It's one of the true shames of cinema. So Arnie's freaked out because like everyone's dead now, basically.
Yeah.
And then he goes on what can be described as the best water slide ever.
It's the rapids at Centre Park.
It is.
Great, yeah.
When Arnie's going down, going oh shit, and then he goes flying. Going,
looks kind of fun, doesn't it?
It does.
When he slips down that bit.
When he's slipping down there, it's like sometimes you just feel like getting away from it all. Kind of like Monday mornings will never be the same, or this beat's going to work. You should go on a holiday, you miserable bastard.
Yeah.
So yeah, Arnie falls in the water. Best water slide ever.
Yeah.
Again.
Gets muddy.
He does. He gets very muddy at this point.
Now, right. Okay. So, you asked me to ask you this now.
Uh-huh.
So, he's all muddy, and Predator can't see him with his heat vision.
Yeah.
Does mud make you cold? Or
does it make you invisible?
Impervious to being seen.
It does for like a number of seconds.
Right.
But the whole idea that Arnie was able to like cover himself in mud, do loads of work. No, it doesn't. No.
How does that work?
It works initially because it just masks the mud is colder than your body heat. Your body heat is like 37 degrees or whatever.
Yeah.
And just initially, when the mud gets put on, it is colder than that, so you would initially not show up, or it would be a bit smeared. There's certain parts of your body would still show up though.
But with actual heat vision goggles, if you had mud on all the time, it wouldn't.
But actually, what happens is it's like if I had a hot plate and I had a cold plate and I put them beside each other, and if I left them for 10 minutes, then they'd both be at the same temperature.
Yeah.
Because everything reaches like an equilibrium when it comes to temperature. And yeah, unless you've swallowed loads of mud and injected into your veins intravenously and not died. I mean, a thin layer of mud, even a thick layer of mud, after a set amount of time, your body is 37 degrees. Like, 37 degreries is fucking hot. Like.
Yeah.
So yeah, if after a while, it wouldn't work. Unfortunately.
It's a good plot device, though.
It is. It's a really good plot device.
Yeah.
Particularly because literally just at the moment, you're like, I wonder if that... Arnold literally grabs and goes, the mud! Oh!
You can't see me!
So yeah, Arnie, he's all muddy for the rest of this.
Yeah. Predator has taken Billy's skull and spine out. And
that's the Predator's thing. That's the trophy they collect from the humans.
And he blasts it with skull blasts.
Yeah, he gives
to clean it up.
Like the compressed air you get in your hand, like.
So buffing it up, making it look nice.
Spray you put on your shoes so it won't attract dust.
That shoe shops will always try and sell you that if you buy suede stuff.
It's something you should get. Stuff. I'm just saying, as someone who briefly worked in a shoe shop, you're a fool if you
get that spray. Yeah.
You're a fool. You're an absolute fool. And if you go to a fucking beach, don't come crying to me because you voided the fucking warranty, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, Arnie is gone all like native and Ewok at this point, and at the same time, he's like shining up the skull, making it look real nice.
Yeah.
Really, he's making a trophy out of it.
So you get the Predator is definitely a hunter, hunting and getting trophies for his...
I think it's meant to be something that's like meant to be really scary for men. Is meant to be like the idea of like being hunted for sport and being put on like as a trophy or whatever. Because man is like... hunts animals in his kingdom of the domain over the animals.
So to be the hunted.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's that. I think it's just like it's scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, do it. I mean, I guess because I'm someone that after I die, I want all my organs to be given away, and then I want to be every bit of me to be used.
Right.
Make fucking stock out of my bones. Do what you've got to do. Then chuck whatever's left in a shopping bag in the bin, like. But I mean, I guess if you're someone who's like, imagine your skull being put on a shelf for all eternity.
Doesn't bother me, really.
Bunch of pussies.
I'll be dead by then.
I do want my skull to be...
So during this bit of Arnie being proper native, there's a little bit of arrow in a tree.
Yeah, he's making his own weapons.
Yeah.
Because he wants to go for the authenticity. And he makes a bow and arrow. Very impressive. You see him flex the bow and stretch out the wood over his giant back. It's a very impressive noise, though, isn't it?
I love that noise. It's one of my favourite movie noises.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it's like in Space. You've seen Space, haven't you? When they do the fake gunfight and he gets that's the best bit. I'm trying to think though of instances of movies where people have been like hit with something and then it's been like
probably not that many where they're hit with it. I associate it with it going in the tree above someone's head or something.
Yeah,
or like a near miss.
Not kind of like, I've shot you point blank in the face with an arrow. Then they flick it afterwards. So Arnie once again covers himself in chocolate sauce.
Yeah, I think he's into that and he's finding excuses. I don't think he knows that it makes you cold or you can't see him.
No, you have to understand. I have to cover myself in whipped cream. The state of embarrassment will arouse the Predator so much. Yeah, right, Arnie. Take that clips for sale bullshit to some other movie with people who won't recognise it for what it clearly is. A cry for help. Do you notice that by covering himself in all the wham and the wet and messy stuff that he's doing there, by doing that, if you notice that his eyes stand out so much more.
Yeah, well, you were saying that he should have muddy eyes as well. Shove some mud in his eyes. Because for the Predator, it's just going to be this completely blank body, but then a couple of hot eyes. That's what he's
I just like the idea of like the Predator and his homeland. Can you give me a bag of hot eyes? There? It's like a nice little, like the scrunchy bits you put on top of chips. Like it's just like a little treat. Oh, give us some hot eyes. Are they fresh? Those hot eyes.
Another funny image is Arnie just putting mud in his eyes, trying his best.
I can't see.
I can't see him. He can't see me.
Level playing field. Arnie does his war cry.
Yeah.
which the predator then hears.
No, I'm sorry. I'm wondering if in the next... there's more Predator films, right?
Yeah.
Do the next lot who go in after the Predator...
learn from the...
do they just go in muddy?
Well, all the other humans.
Yeah.
Well, that's only if fucking Dutch here decides to go and tell his tale to the rest of the world.
Right, yeah.
So I guess that's contingent on that, isn't it? You know?
Be a shame if he didn't.
It really would be if he kept it to himself, because I feel like if I discovered a massive alien like that, I'd be like, shit, I'm going to go tell everyone and get all the rights to it. And
There is a secret thing, yeah.
a bit of money out of that, you know? So the only thing I thought of there when I was thinking of, ways of merchandising the Predator, Pred-a-manger. I don't know, I just figured there was a goer there, you know?
Sure.
So the Predator is distracted by fire, and then he gets exploded by Arnold Schwarzenegger's bomb arrow. And then he went native, but not that native.
Still got bombs.
We're still out gunpowder in this supposed native society. I know what you're doing there, fucking civilization, putting in the cheat codes. Fucking Stone Ages there with your bombs.
See, this is the bit where I said it gets different. It gets darker and a bit weirder.
Did you not like this bit?
No, I did like it. I felt that the tone shifts.
It got dark.
Yeah.
Primal.
I know it's all been quite dark because people are dying, but when it's just Arnie and just the Predator, it gets obviously very different.
I guess it's like the part of Alien where it's just down to Ridley.
There was
and
a
the
camaraderie
alien.
before between all these people, even
and
if they were in
the
danger.
isolation kind of is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, as they say in Peru, no one can hear you scream. Arnie and Predator do this kind of, he can't see me, I can't see him.
Do.
But they do finally come face to face. And Arnold Schwarzenegger looks at the Predator as the Predator decides to go a little bit native himself.
Take off his bits.
Takes off his accessories.
Yeah.
His utility belt. He takes off his mask. And just for those wondering at home, Sam did freak out. Like, he'd go, yeah. It was a big, ugh.
Horrible. Yeah. Ugly motherfucker indeed, Arnie.
You're one ugly
motherfucker.
Which he parrots that back to him as well. You're one ugly.
They just keep going.
Oh, okay, that's how it's going to be.
Well, you're an ugly motherfucker.
Takes one to know one. Yeah, and I did say, it gets worse, because he is a scary-looking motherfucker, the Predator. But when that
normally
mouth
with all his armor
opens up, it's very It's imagine getting an infection there. It'd be horrible. wouldn't it?
Predator at the dentist.
You're going to have an awful time at the dentist with teeth like that. He just beats up Arnie. He doesn't try and kill him, he just slaps him around a little bit.
Yeah, they have a little punch-up.
And I feel that Arnold Schwarzenegger with his 20/20 vision probably should have had the mud in his eyes to make this even, considering the Predator, without his mask, can just see different shades of red.
Yeah.
He's like a bull.
I always think whenever there's a fight between a human and an alien, and it's like a bare-knuckle fight, I wouldn't want to punch it because it's a bit icky.
Yeah, he's kind of like...
when it's got all the horrible skin and it's all salivating, I'm like, I don't want to touch it.
I mean, here's the thing. All humans are covered in a light layer of oil. We are. We all are. We have it. Every single person.
Sure.
We do.
Yeah.
Absolutely do. And we're also covered in tiny, tiny, tiny hairs. Mm-hmm. But you wouldn't know that if you touched or punched someone.
No.
But I get the idea of an alien probably having to have
Slimy.
those things. You'll be like, they're covered in something.
Yeah.
I bet they're just as scared.
To the aliens, we're the aliens.
To the
We've got
aliens,
yucky skin and weird faces.
We're the predators. We're the ugly motherfuckers. Arnold's like, I don't want to touch your skin. And he plays like, I don't want to touch your skin.
And if we take away nothing else from this film, just think about that.
Yeah, think about that. You know? When you're sitting up there on your high perches, covered in a thin layer of oil, you know. So it beats the shit out of Arnie, and then Arnie slowly lures him to his special game-ending knife trap, which he set up earlier.
Home Alone booby trap.
He got a lot of knives on him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Too many, really. Yeah.
Is that like his special team is not there to rescue? He says we're a rescue team, not assassins. I think you're there to rescue people from shit knives, and you're actually a steak knife salesman, door to door.
Yeah.
And that's why you're out of your
That's why he set that up.
Yeah.
A little stall.
The only way you could have that many knives. And then Arnie says the one thing which you should never say to anyone who you're about to kiss, which is, come on, do it now, kill me, I am here, do it now.
Yeah, I think even the Predator, who probably doesn't understand what he's saying, knows that he's laying it on a bit thick there. He knows something's up. Come on, mate.
The sidestep. I love that. He's like kind of like a cat when a cat doesn't go where you want it to. The Predator keeps going, actually, no. No!
Kill me now.
You're not meant to.
Kill me in this bit over here, not over there.
No, look at this thing.
Yeah.
Look at me.
And the Predator comes up to him like, well, I've come to kill you. I did the right thing. No, you didn't, Predator. You went the wrong way.
He went for the other Ewok trap, which is just drop.
Just a big log.
It's a big log.
Yeah.
And when it's happening to a biological thing and not an ATST, Jesus, it fucking smarts. He just drops a log on him. It's a big... Gets the weird laugh. He goes over to him. He's all covered in ooze.
Yeah, he nearly goes to hit him with a big rock, but he sees it. He sees him bleeding green and thinks maybe.
Has Arnie got some sympathy for him? Do you think?
I think there's a bit of sympathy for that thing that killed all his friends. Yeah, weirdly.
Because it's all battered up.
I wouldn't forgive that ugly motherfucker.
If it had red blood,
disembodied my pals.
If he had red blood, you think it would have been like ah.
Yeah,
but because it's green, it's a bit like ooh.
You're right, mate.
I think he's thinking he can make a bit of money out of it or something.
What, King Kong style? Take it back, put on a show. Yeah, look at this green prick.
You know, looks like Jesse Ventura's got his new opponent for the WWF, like, you know. He elects to show mercy, and as he's doing that, the Predator sets off a bomb that is himself.
Yeah, gets his Apple Watch out, presses some
bleep, bloop, bloop.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, thankfully, two things are universal. When aliens come here, we'll use maths to communicate with them. That's what maths nerds always say, because it's logic and all. They fucking won't in their whole talking in maths. The one thing, though, that seems to be universally true is that something going beep, 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 beep implies urgency.
Yeah.
And that one is all like blah, 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 blah.
It seems like it's got different, like, a whole different language's numbers on it, but you can tell that it's counting down.
Yeah, they're getting smaller.
Yeah, and it's beeping, and he runs away. And thankfully.
He runs away just in time as it goes all electric.
And Predator's doing his big laugh, which is... Jimmy Carr.
Somebody said it's Jimmy Carr laughing at his own fucking joke over the Predator.
So the Predator laugh is taken from Billy laughing at it. So...
Seems like there was another take there because he's a bit long. Like, like he's went into audition and like stretched it out somehow, layered it.
I still think that Predator is just like he's just got the joke from earlier. Because of the echo.
Callback.
Yeah, you know? Exactly.
Well, I mean, at least he went out laughing at a good fanny joke.
Classic. Yeah.
I mean, that's how I want to go.
Yeah, and it's a good tribute to Hawkins, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He may be dead, but his sense of humour lives on. His
sense of humour and his skin will both live long in the future. And Arnie just kind of sitting in the chopper, which thankfully the other guys did get to.
You don't see people actually get to the chopper.
They don't give a shit about them at that point. You just assume that they've got
there. They're back. They're okay.
Yeah. And Arnie has a bit of a hello darkness, my old friend look to him. But we don't have the money for that, so...
And he goes away on the chopper, and then there's this weird sitcom intro style credit
showing everyone
sequence.
Like,
hey. Turns camera, hey, it's me.
Take a little drink, like
different bits from their character.
Yeah.
Even Anna, the lady, smiles and is like, oh, it's me. I'm like, what?
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really strange. It doesn't fit.
It's how they ended.
It does not fit at all. I hope there's something on the internet of that sequence edited with some like family sitcom music over the top. There must be.
Yeah. And Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dutch.
Dutch is a name as well.
Yeah.
What's his full name? We don't find out in this, do we?
It's Colonel Dutch something or other. I was going to say Dutch Mantel, but that's not right.
No.
Just Dutch. Like Dutch. The oven and the pancake.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, that's the end of Dutch's story. And I'll be honest, they did like a kind of a rebooty thing. Robert Rodriguez did Predators a few years ago, which is all right. But it's all right in the sense of the whole movie is set up as a nostalgia buzz to target people who like this movie. It's kind of like, oh, remember in that movie? And it's... Again, I don't think that's a strong enough premise for a movie on its own.
Okay.
Predator 2 is
Predator 2. Okay.
Oh, no, that's not Predator 2. That's Predators,
right.
Which came years and years later. Predator 2 came out later on, like in the later 80s, early 90s, and that's fucking disgracefully bad.
Is it?
Oh, Jesus, it's muck.
Has it got Arnie?
No, this is the only one with Arnie in it.
Oh.
So I know, exactly. It is a franchise and it isn't a franchise.
Yeah.
It's a franchise that managed to become a franchise independently of Arnie.
The Predator is the thing.
And again, Alien vs. Predator, all the games, all the comics, fucking... Again, I've personally thought it's never reached the height that it did there. But
Yeah.
that's one of my favourite movies ever.
I thought it was pretty great.
What did you think? Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
compared to the other Arnies, where would you rank it? Like with Commando and Terminator and whatnot?
Better than Commando.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think pretty close to being up there with Terminator in terms of enjoyment.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I mean, you can tell this is very much kind of a friends around pizza and beers.
It's a blast, isn't it?
It's just silly enough without being ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because Commando, I think, is kind of like, and some of the other Arnie movies are, I don't say they're so bad, they're good, but they cross a line into ridiculousness. Whereas Predator is still quite fucking good in terms of, like,
and there are scary bits, and it is actually intense, and
how they slowly reveal the Predator. I mean, you imagine going to the cinema, because they didn't show you the Predator in the trailers or anything like that.
Right, so you're going in not knowing what that is.
Yeah, you didn't have your internet or anything like that back in those days. So you meant you're going in not knowing what the Predator was, and the whole hype behind it was, what is the Predator? What is it?
And it's way more difficult to recreate that these days, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, because you've got, internet.
Monster movies, it's going to leak.
Well, yeah, and also as well, people dressing up at the fucking Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And I hope that guy...
I should have shouted spoilers at him.
I would hope that he fucking dies spending that money. Quite frankly, because he ruined one of the biggest... Because the reveal of the Predator is like kind of... I mean, I was looking at see it when I was 3, so... But the way they do it is really well written and really well paced.
Yeah.
I fucking love this movie. I fucking love it.
It was great.
It's kind of... You get to have your cake and eat it, isn't it? Because it's like kind of... It is all like macho bullshit, but they all die, so it's all right, isn't it? Like, so you don't feel like it's like glorifying, like, kind of, let's all go kill the thing. You can't kill the thing because you're just silly soldier men.
It was really good and fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, the thing, it does kind of undo the whole masculine thing, because they can't really do anything about it. It's this thing that they're good at killing people, but when there's this thing that is unquantifiable, they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Then that all falls down because they have no strength.
And there's the movie is surprisingly deep, like the whole thing at the start where Jesse Ventura just nonchalantly says like, oh, if you lose your mind out here because of where they were in the jungle, like, you're an absolute goner. And that's why, like, they're hesitant to ask for details about the thing that is, because they know that Mac is losing his touch and all that. It's really, I mean, I watched that movie a million times and I pick up like stuff all the time on it, like, and I really think it's one of Arnie's best. I don't know.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun.
You had a lot of fun.
Hey!
Would you recommend it to others? Would you watch it again? That's my main question. I mean,
yes, I think so.
Yeah,
probably. Well, if it was on or people wanted to watch it, but let's watch Predator.
It's a great movie though, because I mean, the amount of times people come back from like nights out and drinking, it's like, hey, let's all put on Terminator 2, like an hour and a half. Yeah. We're less than halfway.
How long was that? Was that like
hour
an hour
40?
And a half? Okay,
it's an actual size
movie. Yeah,
not a fucking book. So, Predator. I mean, I guess I've shot all over the franchise, but are you curious to find out more about it?
Yeah, I think so. I'm really curious as to how Alien versus Predator works.
Yeah.
I don't get how that can be a thing.
This would be perfect, because you have seen
Alien
and Predator.
Yeah.
Just those two. I would wonder what you would think if you saw Alien versus Predator.
So to understand Alien versus Predator, would I have had...
They'd expect you to have seen Alien 2 at least, I would say. Yeah. Aliens, I should say, which is something we should definitely do for a future Cinema Swirl. Okay. One last question before we finish up. How was Arnie? How was Arnie? I mean, in terms of like... Was he memorable in this? Was he goofy in this? Was he shit? Because, I mean, he's a bit shit in some of his movies.
He was the right level of Arnie, I think.
I think this is classic Arnie.
Once you get 5 minutes into it, and you have to acclimatise yourself to Arnie, I think, with films. There's a bit where it's like, oh, it's Arnie! Hey, he's got a silly voice. And then you're like, yeah, that's who he is. Yeah.
His name is Dutch. That's all I need to know.
And he can act really well within who he is. I know that sounds strange.
Well, no, I think it's the director and the writer has to know what the fuck it is Arnie can and can't do. Because in this movie, he looks so competent.
Yes, exactly.
He doesn't look goofy in this movie. There's a number of times, I think, in Commando, there's a number of, like, with the ice cream and stuff. Yeah. There's so many times where he's goofy. With Chenny and all that. He is goofy when he interacts with women, I think. Yeah. A lot of the time.
And there's not much of that here.
And there's not, no.
Because that's passed off to Carl and some of the other characters.
Yeah, they kind of do that. Whereas Arnie, with a gun, killing the thing, get to the chopper, easy peasy.
Yeah.
It's what he can do.
Yeah.
He pitched it to his strength.
There's no romance in this.
No.
Which I think plays to his strengths, really.
I think it plays to the movie strengths, because there is this idea, and it's absolute poison. I think it's the most dreadfully sexist ideas ever, which is that if a movie is to appeal to women, it has to have a love story.
Yeah.
And this is a fucking thing that studios have thought since the talkies.
Well, that's what I thought was happening when Anna was introduced.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, this is going to be love interest for Arnie or someone, but it wasn't that.
It wasn't, and it worked. It worked better.
She was another because
there's so many action movies, and they come off as being so cavalier and chauvinistic, I guess, is because they shoehorn in a romance, and the writer's like, right, fine, it's a romance, and then their tough action guy has to fucking interact with this woman and fall in love with them, and they're not comfortable doing that. No. The writers, the directors, and the actor. And so here it's kind of like, you know what, it's fucking...
We know what all these people are capable of. Let's play to that.
And let's not pretend that we have to have a certain type of a storyline here. Yeah, I think guys and girls can enjoy this movie just as much. Predator is fucking... It's a good one for sure. If you give it a star wipe rating, what would it be?
I'm going to say 4 star wipes.
You heard it here first.
Sorry for that audio glitch at the end there, but didn't it sound like the Predator was coming to kill us? Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Cinema Swirl. This episode was produced by Kevin, was edited by me, Sam, and the music was also by me. You can vote for our upcoming episodes over at facebook.com/cinemaswirl. And as always, you can follow us on Twitter, that's @CinemaSwirl. If you have any questions, queries, comments, food stories or otherwise, please send them on in to cinemaswirl@gmail.com. That's cinemaswirl@gmail.com. You can buy a t-shirt over on Etsy, just search for Cinema Swirl. You can buy a ringtone on iTunes, just search for Cinema Swirl. You can review our podcast on iTunes or whichever podcast thing you use. But most of all, just come back next time. Cheers, bye.
It's like the white beans.
Well, no, it's more like the liquid that the beans come in.
Okay.
You know, if you get a white bean, it sounds like a thick liquid. It's... oh, Jesus.